Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mario James of World News. Today, we bring you some information from the UK about the Labour Party and its new leader, Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn is a startling individual. He has shaken up the British political culture world by choosing not to attend a prestigious news televised program to go to instead a fun day. And at a World War II commemorative service, he did not sing God Save the Queen. Jeremy Corbyn has intended to make a chasm happen between the Labour Party with young, enthusiastic ones and younger, more mature, older ones. He has created such a chasm that they are debating within themselves, attacking themselves. How this relates to maybe your AP Koga class for all you young students out there is that this is not how British culture usually works. They usually have more diplomatic means of doing things and how their sides usually come together. Jeremy Corbyn has really shaken up the British political culture. Hey, it's me again, Dick Blackson. I come to you today with a special news report on Syria. The conflict in Syria has become a full-blown proxy war between the United States and Russia. Why do I say this? Because it is somewhat similar to a chess match, or somewhat similar to the Cold War and how Russia and America are playing it out on different sides against each other, with the Russians backing the Syrian army as opposed to the United States backing the Syrian insurgent group. The Russians are supplying, or actually have landed, Russian troops in Syria at this moment fighting off Syrian insurgents, while the United States has been providing them with tow missiles and the such. This has really no clear winner or superpower, because as the United States and Russia are one of the strongest countries in this world. How this can relate to your class, you young, intelligent AP Coco reader, is you can talk about how some countries come in and propose help to a smaller country to help them benefit and win wars. Or you can talk about the influences of other countries controlling a smaller country. More breaking news from China. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I see that more breaking news from China about a more sunnier side to all the disturbing politics and news broadcasts I've been given lately. China's GDP has actually gone to a more sunnier percentage, going to 2.6%, which is actually lower than the current GDP in US. It is actually not very sure, because China is one of the closed governments that doesn't really like to put out correct information, just like North Korea and everything. So China is apparently doing better in more margins than the United States. How this relates to your class is because you usually talk about the GDP in your class for you AP Kogo listeners on how it works in governments, how it benefits or it can destroy a government. And this is a sudden new breaking development, but good looks to China. Oh, wait, I have breaking news. Breaking news from the southern border. Mexican officials extradite 13 criminals to America after embarrassing escape of Joaquin Guzman-Loera, causing shift in government policy. American officials asked for the notorious drug lord weeks before escape from Mexico's more secure facility and has offered help in recapturing him. Those extradited include drug cartel leaders Edgar Valdez-Villera, Jorge Costela Sanchez, and suspects in murder of several American government employees. Among the 13 people who were extradited are top two drug lords, including American citizen Edgar Valdez-Villera, known as La Barbie, as well as others charged with participating in murders of an American consulate worker and an American immigration and customs agent. How this relates to the study of maybe your AP Koga class for the people that are watching, for you young intelligent students, is that it has things to do with government and political change, and how some governments at least try and fix your issues with other countries, but when they can't, they seek help from other countries. Coming in as a double whammy for more breaking news. I cannot make this up. I'm just getting this in a text message from my producer. Iran's parliament on Sunday meeting yesterday approved the outline of a bill that would allow the government to implement the nuclear deal reached with the world powers, including the EU, in July. The official IRNA news agency said Iran has agreed to strict limits on its nuclear program and extensive monitoring in return for the lifting of sanctions. Iran has also tested a new precision-guided ballistic missile on Sunday in defiance of the United Nations ban on and signaling an apparent advance in attempts to improve the accuracy of its missile arsenal. States television showed that what appeared to be a successful launch of this new missile, named Imad, Iran's first precision-guided weapon in the range to strike Israel. The measure proved, and the parliament allows the Iranian government to withdraw from implementing the nuclear agreement if the powers do not lift sanctions. IRNA said. Final approval expected later this week. The deal would curb Iran's nuclear program in return for lifting of international sanctions. Western nations have long suspected Iran is secretly pursuing nuclear arms allegations divided by Tehran, which says its nuclear program is for purely peaceful purposes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have some more news for you today at 6:30 a.m. on current events in Nigerian governments. Today, Muhammad Bari, the former African military ruler, has earned the nickname Babalo Slow for taking so long to get a cabinet together of Nigerian officials to handle stuff in the Nigerian government. This has come, he has promised that he would have a cabinet before September ended, and as you can see, September has passed and gone on already, and November is right around the corner. He has only appointed one official for oil as of now, but later in earlier news, he had actually gotten at least 10 more individuals, and that said what they would be governing in Nigerian power. How this relates to you AP Koga listeners out there is that possibly this could go, well, this actually goes with Nigerian government and everything, and how the Nigerian government works.